Who said it was easy work? Who said it was easy work? Who said it was easy? Who said it was easy? Who said it was easy work? Somebody must do it, so I gotta do it. Who said it was easy work?
Self-confidence is the process of keeping the promises that you make to yourself. So the way we begin to build our self-confidence up is we start setting promises up with ourselves that we keep. And when you begin to stack those promises, when I meet someone who's not self-confident, I know this is someone who has consistently broken promises they make to themselves. They start a diet, they don't stay with it. They say they're going to get up at a certain time of day, they don't do it. They say they're going to make a certain amount of contacts a day in their business, they don't do it. When I meet a confident person, this is someone who trusts themselves. So what I would say to you is absolutely, I can tell you exactly what to do. You need to begin to make promises to yourself, set up the game early where you can keep them, stack that stuff and create momentum. And what happens is you will begin to build a reputation with yourself that you can trust you. And that's what a self-confident person.
Yo, what up, YouTube? Welcome to Sinn-Take, man. My name is Jason, coming back with another one, man. And I wanted to show y'all that clip, man, because listen, man, you need self-confidence if you want to succeed in anything in life. You know what I mean? Even semen retention, man. If you ain't got no self-confidence, then you won't succeed in this. But guess what? The good news is that retention can help build self-confidence. You know what I mean? Like he said, build a reputation with yourself that you can trust you. You know what I mean? So what better path to be on, like the one we on right now, that's going to help us build trust in ourselves, that's going to give us that self-confidence. And I like how he put self-confidence. He said self-confidence is the process of keeping the promises you make to yourself. All right. So I want y'all to think about that when you have these urges to relapse, when you have these urges to release, when you getting out here and you want to chase women and you feel yourself taking steps backwards. Man, listen, a lot of things ain't gonna help you in moving forward. If anything, when you do the things that you know you shouldn't be doing, it takes away from your self-confidence. It takes away from that trust you should have in yourself because you knew better. And it start with, like he said, you know, setting times to be up in the morning. When you set that alarm to be up, you get your ass up. If you know that you want to do something, right, then you stick to it. You take the necessary steps so you could get those things done and accomplish things. Nothing will build self-confidence more than a motherfucker that can accomplish things. You know what I mean? When he can accomplish goals that he set out to do, things that he lined up, you know, aspirations that he wanted to reach. You know what I mean? Listen, nothing builds self-confidence like that. You know what I mean? Nothing builds self-confidence like that. So you got to understand, man, it's going to start with you and you trusting you. You have to build this reputation with yourself, because if you don't, you're going to be walking around here. You're going to be breaking promises to not only yourself, but other people, and you won't see the wrong in that. Your integrity goes out of the window. Your character goes out of the window. Your self-respect goes out of the window because you can't even trust you. So nobody else can trust you because it's going to come out in your actions. It will show. So you got to work on that. It starts with you. I tell y'all that all the time. So start lining things up. You know what I mean? Like how I got this calendar. I want to stick with this calendar. I'm going to continue to get calendars, and I buy them every year because I schedule things and I want to stick to everything that I write down here, and I do. You know what I mean? So I want y'all to start scheduling stuff and, man, stick with it. Start building that trust within yourself, man, because that's going to give you that self-confidence. And guess what? The other cool part about that is nobody can take you off of that. Nobody could take that shit from you. Nobody could have you out here doing things that you don't want to do, because you know you trust you and you trust your judgment. So you going to know what's good for you and what's not, because you created a blueprint for yourself. Can't nobody fuck with the blueprint that you created for yourself. Nobody can fuck with the trust that you built for yourself. You gonna always listen to you. When you build self-confidence, you gonna always know what's good for you. That's why your ass landed here. That's why you retain it. That's why you on no fap. That's why you have discipline now. That's why your self-confidence is starting to creep up. You got to understand that, because you starting to build that trust. I don't care if you fall off. I don't care if you relapse, but you have to get back up and get back to it. That's the only time you really fuck up, is when you don't get back up and get back to it. You know what I mean? And when you start taking steps backwards, when you start not meeting your own requirements, that's where you start cheating yourself. And that's where you start, your self-confidence start to dwindle away. That's when you start to lose it. You losing that self-confidence because you not trusting you no more. Okay, you giving in to all of these other things, and guess what, man? That just steals away from your process. Y'all got to understand, that's what it does. So again, like he said, you got to build that reputation with yourself, man. When you make these promises, right, you got to stick to that. When you set these goals, you got to stick to that. When you on these streaks, you got to be strict on yourself, man. Whatever goal you set, you got to stick to that. You got to hold on to these things. You know what I mean? Because that's what you carrying with you. That's what's going to keep you upright. You're not going to let no outsider fuck that up for you. So that's what's so important about this, man, that clip. I'm like, yo, I got to show y'all that's practicing semen retention, man, because listen, even if you wasn't practicing semen retention, this is something that you going to need. A lot of people have that self-confidence that ain't even on retention. You know what I mean? But a lot of us, right? The things that we've been through in our past, like escapism, like fapping, like drugs and all of that, chasing women, going through heartbreaking and doing this, getting ran over, all of those things combined into one ball, right? And all of that has sucked away our self-confidence. And that made us feel lower than low. So it was a reason why we continued doing what we was doing, because we didn't have self-confidence to get out there and get what's ours. We didn't have self-confidence to go, step to these females that we wanted, be able to keep it real with them without lying. We didn't have the confidence to do what we wanted to do in this life and be good at it. We didn't have the self-confidence to own our shit. We didn't. So what we do, we just ran from our problems. That's what we did, because we couldn't even look ourselves in the mirror. We couldn't even look ourselves in the mirror and keep it real with ourselves. So guess what? Now we right back at this focal point where we need to focus on ourselves and be able to look in that mirror and look at yourself and tell yourself what's up. Tell yourself what you gonna do to get out of this hole, get out of this jam, and you stick to it. You stick with it. You stick with it. That's the only way you gonna start to walk with your head up. That's the only way your chest gonna be poked out a little bit more. That's the only way your voice gonna get deeper and you gonna start manning the fuck up out here. Otherwise, you'll never do it. Otherwise, you gonna resort back to where you was at. I guarantee it. So that's why self-confidence is so important. You can't do nothing. You can't do this. You can't do this. Listen, man, you can't do nothing that you trying to do. I don't care if you was a fucking painter. It's no way that you could be a successful painter if you don't have self-confidence. You're not going to trust your strokes. There's no way that you could be a rapper if you don't have self-confidence. You're not going to even believe or trust in the shit that you even writing or the shit that's spewing out of your mouth. There's no way that you could be a YouTuber and get on camera and sit here and look into this camera at yourself and be able to do this, because you don't have the self-confidence to do it. Nobody's going to follow you. It's no way that you could start a business, but you half-ass starting it because you don't have the confidence in your design, your brand, your selling skills, your business. You don't have the confidence to do it. You don't even trust your own judgment. So you won't be able to do anything in this life without it and actually be successful. Yeah, you will make attempts. You will make attempts at things, but it's no way that you will be able to be successful in it. You'll be quitting stuff. You'll be quitting everything because you don't get the results that you want. And you further just stealing away, just chipping away at your self-confidence. It's just blowing in the wind. And before you know it, you're going to be blowing in the wind with it. So I want y'all to start working on those little things. When you make a promise to yourself, you keep it. Build that reputation with yourself so you can be good with you. And when you good with you, guess what? Man, people ain't gonna have no choice but to fall in line. You know, the things that you working on and the shit that you manifesting, it's just gonna run right into you. You know what I mean? With the work that you putting in, with the self-confidence that you have, you will be undenied out here. Won't nobody be able to stop you. You wouldn't even, listen, bro, and I am not trying to over exaggerate this, but it's a situation like that to where your self-confidence will sell the fucking product before you even have to say a word. And anything that you trying to do, you gonna sell it before you even say anything, because you just gonna bring a different type of energy to that situation. It's almost like you walking into a boardroom, right? And life is that boardroom, and you gotta explain to people what it is that you trying to do so they could buy your product, so they could push your product, so they can invest in your product, right? Sometimes just your energy alone will have them on board. Life will start to meet you in the middle because your self-confidence says, hey, he can do this. Hey, he can accomplish anything. Hey, can't nothing stop him. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just wear it. Your energy, the energy there, but sometimes you just wear it on your face because you just don't fuck around. You don't got the face like everybody else do. It's just something about you. You ever see a motherfucker? It's just something about this motherfucker that you know what I mean? That just sell itself. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just run into shit like that and you see it like, man, yo, how you get that? Self-confidence. That's how he got it. So we got to stop playing around and we got to start trusting in ourselves. We got to build this reputation with ourselves. We got to start making promises to ourselves, man, because if we continue to just go backwards, we continue to break promises, then guess what? Like I said, man, you just chipping away at your self-confidence. The more you fail, the more you keep failing and not trying and breaking promises, you just chipping away at the things that you trying to do. You chipping away and cheating yourself, bro. You chipping away at your self-confidence and cheating yourself. So no more cheating ourselves, man. Anything that we set out to do, any goals that we set out in front of us, we gonna accomplish that shit. And it's going to start with who we are, building who we are first, and everything else going to fall in line, man. And that's my word, man. My name is Sinn, it's Sinn-Take. Holla at y'all later, man. Peace. Who said it was easy work? Who said it was easy work? Who said it was easy? Who said it was easy? Who said it was easy work? Somebody must do it, so I gotta do it. Who said it was easy work?